Ha! We're back, and we're going to be doing more videos about basic human movement and some instructional stuff on what I consider the real big three. And this is going to be going over the kettlebell swing, which I feel like has enormous value, high carryover to most athletic endeavors, really good recovery, and just technically needs to be sound in order to be effective. So I'll just go over a couple key points, try not to butcher it, and we'll go from there. So basically, what you'll be looking at is, this is a kettlebell, obviously, and it's a light one. Don't be intimidated by the color. But I want to focus heavily on the recruitment of the posterior chain more than anything. A lot of people have issues with the swing based on their flexibility, based on their mobility, based on their ability to commit to what we call the hinge. Now the hinge, feel free to Google it somewhere down there and look at some other videos and cross-reference me. But I feel like having a hinge position is your primary objective in getting the maximum effort and the maximum value out of this movement. So what that means is you have to break early at the hips rather than at the knees. So what happens is you'll see a lot of people will get into this position and extend like so, wherein you have to basically, to get the maximum recruitment through the hips, hamstrings, and glutes, you have to basically pull through the hips and hamstrings and really elongate this tissue, keep a nice packed lat position, and then explode evenly through the hips and heels to extend all the way through the hips and get what I consider the power and purpose of the movement. So for the most part, some people will start with the bell out front. It teaches them to load properly through their hamstrings, teaches them to load properly through their heels, which I agree. And what happens is they'll have the first position is a hike, and the second position is the extension. So I'll cover my variation of it. We'll take notes and we'll cross-reference. It'll be open forum, open format. So in my mind, basically if I start with the bell out here, I am putting my weight back on my heels, keeping a neutral head position, squeezing my lats, and I'm going to try to hike this bell through my legs as my initial pull, and then explode through. So in one rep, it'll look like this. It's just and then that is what I would consider the hike and swing technique that I would really encourage. So at full speed, it'll look something like this. And hopefully I got it right. And then I'm extending backwards through the hips and hamstrings, exploding powerfully, and just adding a lot of value to something that's very light. Great conditioning tool, great strength tool, great explosive tool. A lot of bang for the buck. Do your best. Give me some feedback. Bye.